Tonight on Cronkite News, we're just days away from the Duel in the desert, how the Sun Devils are preparing for the upcoming matchup.
And the Suns are back in action tonight with two key players back in the lineup. The team is looking for a much-needed win.
Plus, traveling for Thanksgiving, we'll tell you what you can expect if you're traveling by car or plane. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Lauren Avenatti.
And I'm Ryan Posesnik. Thank you for joining us.
After last Saturday's thriller against BYU, Arizona State football will now turn their attention to their arch rivals in Tucson.
But there was some bad news for Sun Devil football today as Jason Goldie joins us now from the newsroom. Jason, ASU is a little lighter in the wallet, we hear.
Yes, the Big 12 Conference fined ASU $25,000 for the fans storming the field prematurely on Saturday. The conference said it was a matter of player safety, but ASU Athletic Director Graham Rossini told Arizona Sports' Bickley and Murata that a booster has stepped up to pay the fine, and so the team is moving on. The Sun Devils control their own destiny coming into Saturday's Duel in the Desert. Last week, the Sun Devils beat BYU on the back of 3 rushing touchdowns by Cam Scadaboo and a clutch interception by Javon Robinson. On Saturday, the Sun Devils will travel to Tucson in a Territorial Cup matchup against Arizona. Quarterback Sam Levitt said emotions will be running high once again.
Definitely, in any game, emotion's going to affect you in some sort of way. I play better, actually, I feel like when I have more juice and stuff, so I feel like it's going to benefit me as an individual and hopefully everybody else on the team.
The Sun Devils are currently in a 4-way tie with Colorado, BYU, and Iowa State. A win against Arizona will very likely put ASU in the Big 12 championship game in Arlington, Texas. And don't forget, the CFP rankings come out tonight, which could see ASU sneaking in at number 12. In the newsroom, Jason Goldie, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Jason. ASU will need to turn their fortunes around in the Territorial Cup, as the Wildcats have won the last 2 matchups. Although analytics show the Sun Devils are favored to win the Cup this year. Kickoff is at 1:30. And Lauren, are you heading to the game in Tucson?
Yes, actually, my sister goes to the University of Arizona. She says the weather has been beautiful lately.
It's going to be a huge weekend of football ahead, but let's start with the in-state game as the Arizona State Sun Devils travel to Tucson to play the Arizona Wildcats. Look at the temperature. It's actually going to be 74 degrees. A little bit of cloud coverage here and there, but plenty of sunny spells as well. So any fans going there, it's going to be a lovely full day, but the same can definitely not be said for any Cardinals fans traveling to Minneapolis. It's going to be Baltic temperatures, 19 degrees and partly cloudy. Luckily, the players are playing in a dome, but for any fans tailgating before, make sure to bring plenty of layers and wrap up warm.
Thank you so much, Marco. Speaking of the Cardinals, they fell to the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday with the offense struggling to find the end zone. This marks the first time this season the Cardinals have failed to score a touchdown.
Aaron Nemiroff has more on the team's preparations for Sunday's game.
The Cardinals are at a crucial point in their season as they prepare to face the Vikings. Zaven Collins shared insights on how the game plan constantly evolves to meet new challenges. Meanwhile, Jonathan Gannon expressed the difficulty of this matchup, pointing out Minnesota's strong play and the harsh environment they'll face in Minneapolis.
Today, I got to stop everything I've remembered from Seattle and then put it into this next game plan and start studying them and then understand like certain rules are going to change, certain concepts are going to change, the way we play certain guys are going to change. Pass rush technique may change a little bit.
You can be thankful we're playing meaningful games right now, because we've earned that right, but it really doesn't mean what. Got to put all our energy and focus into Minnesota. Really good football team playing at a high level, well coached, really good players, tough place to play. We'll get to them on Wednesday.
The upcoming game against the Vikings will be a tough test with Minnesota riding a 4-game winning streak. The Cardinals will need to execute at a high level to come out on top and maintain their position in the tight NFC West race. From Tempe, Aaron Nemiroff, Cronkite News.
Coming up after the break, basketball is more than a sport for one community in northern Arizona.
In Holbrook, basketball is life, and it's also the home of Phoenix Suns head coach Mike Budenholzer. After the break, we take you to the small town of Holbrook and learn how the small town has helped Coach Bud reach the NBA.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
After 5 days off, the Suns are back in action tonight hosting the Lakers, and they get their two superstars back. Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal return to the lineup with hopes of stopping the team's 5-game losing streak. Tonight's tilt against the Lakers is its third of 4 preliminary NBA Cup games, so it is a good time to get the two back on the floor.
It was great seeing them, scrimmage and go at each other, and they're great players. So I think the confidence of everybody is going to be lifted, with their return. But we can't just sit back and say we have Brad and Kevin, everything's going to be okay. There's a lot of work to be done.
If we can be healthy, then we know what we can be. But it's obviously we got to check that box and making sure that we stay our availabilities, our best ability. And then it's we can't keep talking about it. We know what we can do, but we got to go out and prove it and continue to play.
Now to a small town in Arizona with the Suns connection, where basketball is more than just a game. The hardwood in Holbrook brings people together in a way that reflects its unique history and culture. Here's Enrique Ortega with more on the heartbeat of this community.
In the heart of Northeast Arizona, Holbrook is more than just a small town. It's a melting pot of culture, community, and a passion for basketball. With a population of just under 5,000, Holbrook's impact reaches far beyond its size. The town serves as a crossroads for diverse cultures.
But we border the Navajo Nation, so we could have 20, 30,000 people travel through Holbrook every single day.
One of Holbrook's most notable success stories is Mike Budenholzer, now head coach of the Phoenix Suns. His journey from this house in a small town to the NBA sidelines inspires generations.
Growing up in Holbrook, to me, just learning and working and having fun with people from all different walks of life, it made me who I am today.
I'd say Coach Bud's a pretty big deal in Holbrook. Yeah, he's shown a pathway to success that we don't normally have. Most communities don't have.
For Budenholzer, Holbrook's diversity was a foundation for his development, both on and off the court. Basketball is a way of life here. It's more than a game. It's a source of unity, identity, and pride. Holbrook High School's motto, "When one road runner succeeds, we all succeed," captures the spirit perfectly.
We started that about 10 years ago because success is a very important part of life. Success is not something that our kids, our communities experience a lot of. We're a very impoverished community. We don't see success on a regular basis. We don't see growth. So when you see these guys running and these ladies running up and down the basketball court, it's not just about them. It's about their families. It's about their communities. It's about everybody that supported them.
There's not a great area to come up and look at. Those beautiful mountains are in Show Low, Payson, Pine Top. But you have opportunity to meet the beautifulness of both of our communities as a people.
Every year, Holbrook's neighboring town, Winslow, hosts the largest festival in Northeast Arizona, as told by Little, and draws in visitors from all around, including Holbrook, to celebrate the diversity and spirit of the community. The event showcases the rich heritage of the Navajo Nation and the cultural tapestry from Winslow to Holbrook and beyond.
I was so lucky to grow up with all the friends that I had, the teachers I had, the coaches that I had. All that cliche small town stuff, I don't know, it happened in my small town. I absolutely loved growing up in Holbrook.
From the basketball courts to the festival grounds, Holbrook is a place where diversity and community come together. A reminder that even in the smallest towns, big dreams can take root and inspire generations. In Holbrook, Arizona, Enrique Ortega, Cronkite News.
Back in here in the Valley, it's going to be beautiful weather on Thanksgiving Day.
Marco Radici-Moras joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with what we can expect.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And may I just say, we're in for an absolute treat with some of these Thanksgiving temperatures. But let's dive into that evening planner for tonight first. It's going to be 72 degrees at 7 p.m. We're not going to see that much of a drop. It's still going to be 67 at 10 p.m. So a very mild evening. As we head into the lows for tomorrow, 53 in Phoenix. Those Colorado River cities not far behind. 52 in Lake Havasu, 50 in Bullhead City, but quite the contrary up north. It's going to be 21 in Flagstaff and a freezing 18 degrees in the Grand Canyon, but going into the highs, 78 in Phoenix. In fact, that whole southwest region of the state is hot as expected. 72 Lake Havasu, 68 Bullhead City, but the north is chillier as expected. 48 in Flagstaff and 46 in the Grand Canyon. So anyone heading up north for a hike, make sure you layer up. Now, of course, it's one of the most important days of the year with Thanksgiving. It's going to be 75 degrees in Phoenix, some lovely sunny spells with a little bit of cloud coverage here and there, but some perfect temperatures for some turkey bowl action. Now, as we look at the 8-day forecast, it's going to be 78 on the Wednesday. Those temperatures are going to fall ever so slightly heading into the weekend, 75 on Friday. But as we look into next week, look at these temperatures. They're absolutely beautiful. 77 on Monday and 79 on Wednesday. A beautiful full day with very little cloud coverage. So enjoy your Thanksgiving and make sure you spend it with your family and your loved ones. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, this may be hard to believe, but Christmas is just 4 weeks from today, which means many of us may be putting up trees soon. And that's just what they're doing at the White House. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden welcomed the tree yesterday by horse-drawn carriage. This year's tree is a Fraser fir grown on a farm in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina.
And in New York, preparations are underway for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And we're getting a look at some of the new floats that will make their way through the Big Apple. Engineers and carpenters have been working for months to pull it all off. And if you're lucky enough to attend, bring a raincoat. It's expected to rain most of the day.
Coming up next, a look at the news headlines from around the country and right here in Arizona.
That's right, including the local organization giving people with different abilities access to some of the valley's most beautiful hiking trails. And you've heard of spring cleaning, but have you heard of canal cleaning? Find out how one local city cleans the canals and what they do with the fish while they're doing it.
Picked off by Javen Robinson, maybe the biggest play of the season. Holy moly!
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu.
Welcome back. I'm Keith Hall with your local news headlines. If you live in the East Valley, you may have noticed some of the canals are closed to the public. That's because the Salt River Project is doing some routine maintenance. Cronkite News reporter Alyssa Firestone tells us how they do it and what they do with all the fish that live in those canals.
Each fall and winter, Arizona's Salt River Project performs dry-ups on a rotation 10-year schedule on portions of the canal system that provides water for approximately 2.5 million residents in the valley.
This is our system that runs all through Arizona. We have 7 different canals that deliver the water. So this is like a, this is our water system right here. It not only leaches off to other laterals that feed other fields, farm fields, houses. This is our water that delivers all of Arizona.
Weed-eating white amur fish are used in the canal system to control aquatic vegetation. They will be safely corralled to another part of the canal upstream to ensure the job can be done.
We remove the fish because we got to do the repairs to the canal, and they're like our workers too. They clean out the canal for us.
Crews use large nets to herd the fish and load them into hauling tanks to be transported. Workers also remove silt, replacing concrete linings and repairing gates along a stretch of 7 to 8 miles.
The coordination takes quite a bit of time, getting the water drained out, that type of thing. So it's, like I say, it's not a one-person job.
The canals will be closed to the public from November 20th to December 20th. In Mesa, Alyssa Firestone, Cronkite News.
There are over 131 miles of canals in the Phoenix area. Thanksgiving is just 2 days away, and many are traveling this holiday season. It's predicted Sunday will be the busiest air travel day of the year in terms of passenger count. It's recommended if you are flying to double check for delays and cancellations and be on the lookout for factors that might cause them before leaving home. Depending on the airline, you might be able to change flights before storms hit. With new refund regulations in effect, hopefully passengers aren't too much of a Grinch. Remember to pack your patience if you are traveling. A look at the Flight Aware Misery Map at the time of this recording. Boston Logan International Airport saw the most delays out of any airport today. Some good news if you're hitting the roads this Thanksgiving. The average gas prices in Arizona are under $4. According to AAA, the state's average is $3.21, which is about 14 cents more than the nation average of about $3.07. Hiking is a popular activity here in the valley over the holiday weekend. For many, it provides a way to connect with nature, but for individuals with disabilities, it can come with unique obstacles. This year, the city of Phoenix partnered with Ability 360 to remove those barriers. Aaron Nemiroff shows us how the program is redefining accessibility.
The Phoenix Summit Challenge is a day-long event featuring multiple hikes across the valley. Thanks to a new partnership with Ability 360, this year's challenge included all Ability's trails, allowing more people than ever to experience the beauty of the outdoors.
All the participants, they have to get themselves from one trailhead to the next. And for folks with disabilities, some of them can't drive or don't have access to a vehicle, dial a ride and things like that, do not go to these places.
Transportation is just one part of the support Ability 360 provides. Once at the trails, participants like Alice Loma rely on support from friends. Stephen Freeman accompanied her to guide her through the challenging terrain.
I'm diagnosed visually impaired. I actually have inverted RP, which affects my central vision. I don't have any central vision. I have peripheral, so that was helping me coming down, but Steve was nice enough to provide his arm to me rather than using the cane to come down.
The Papago Park 5K fitness loop marked the second of 4 hikes conquered by the group. With its flat terrain and breathtaking views, this trail offered an accessible and enjoyable experience for all participants.
We did about almost, I think, 2.8 miles summit hike up there, and I just guided Alice along there.
Ability 360's program goes beyond physical activity. It's also about mental health and community.
It's not just about like conquering different hills and climbing different things. It's about being outside and also the mental health benefits of being outside and how it can help with depression and anxiety. And for folks like Alice, they need that.
The All Abilities initiative continues to expand, opening doors to the outdoors and building connections for participants across the valley. In Phoenix, Aaron Emmeroff, Cronkite News.
Ability 360 plans to add more accessible trails in partnership with the City of Phoenix next year. That's it for your local and national headlines. I'm Keith Hall, sending it back to Lauren and Ryan.
Thanks, Keith. Well, if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, a new warning from the TSA.
But the warning isn't what you might think. After the break, find out what foods you can and cannot bring on board with you to your holiday destination.
Picked off by Javen Robinson, maybe the biggest play of the season. Holy moly!
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu.
Welcome back. Hard to believe, but 2024 is almost over.
That means it's time to find out what the word of the year is. According to dictionary.com, that word is demure. As you may or may not know, demure went viral over the summer thanks to a social media and beauty influencer who made a popular video using the word. Other contenders this year were brain rot, weird, and brat.
Meanwhile, a section of the International Space Station was forced into lockdown after astronauts detected a strange odor that was coming from a visiting spacecraft called Progress 90, which was carrying food and other supplies for the space station. NASA says no one was hurt, and the smell was probably coming from materials inside the capsule.
And health officials in California are warning about the dangers of consuming raw milk. The warning comes after bird flu virus was detected in a batch of raw milk. The milk was produced by Raw Farm LLC of Fresno County and is not sold in Arizona. And speaking of warnings, the TSA is warning travelers not to bring banned food items on board on your next flight.
That means if you want to bring your favorite cranberry sauce with you, you'll have to check it. The TSA says anything that can be spilled, sprayed, pumped, or poured, and if it's larger than 3.4 ounces, it will have to be in a checked bag. So grandma's gravy will have to be checked. But baked goods, stuffing, and casseroles can all go in your carry-on, and for items that need to be kept cold, ice packs are allowed, but they must be frozen solid at screening checkpoints. That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Ryan Posesnik.
And I'm Lauren Avenatti. Thank you for joining us. And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.